good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So I'd like to begin by first thanking you, Rennie, for this wonderful opportunity for me to be standing here in honor of my dad's induction. It means a lot to me. And I just want to thank you for the many phone calls we had, text messages, the emails to make sure everything was going as what was planned, and also just make sure that our arrival here is smooth, no issues. Next, I want to thank my family for being here with me, and ask you all to stand one more time. And also, I'm going to ask a close family friend, Michael and his wife, to stand. All right. So, okay. So one thing that stood out most for me as far as the New York State Baseball Hall of Fame was the requirements for the inductees. So there are 4 requirements: character, professional career, coaching career, and community service. And these are all attributes that embody my father's life work. He was still among us. So that's what I want to focus on. That's what I want to talk about here briefly. So I think everyone would agree that my father was a pretty good baseball player. After all, he was a member of the 1969 World Series champion Mets. Any Mets fans in here? Besides, no Yankees. Just the Mets over here. But he really contributed to that World Series. The game that really highlighted his contribution to the game or to the series was Game 2 of the World Series. It was the 9th inning. The score was tied 1-1, and my dad was up to bat. He singled, and then later he scored the winning run, which was the only run scored in that inning. The Mets then won Game 2. And then they eventually won games 3, 4, and 5, taking the series 4 games to 1. And there we have the story of the Miracle Mets. After baseball, or actually after the final game, he was quoted saying that he was very fortunate that he got to go out as a champion. So after he retired from baseball, he had several other business ventures, but then he later reunited with the Mets organization as the Midwest scouting supervisor, and then also he coached the rookie league teams. Someone once asked me, how does it feel to be the son of a famous baseball player? And I simply stated that, I've only known him as a provider, protector, disciplinarian, and a man who really loved his sons and loved his family, who just happens to be a great baseball player. But that really speaks to, his character. The story that stands out for me, me and my brother, when we were younger, my dad would take us bowling and shooting pool. And after maybe like the 3rd time of us going, I got really upset with him because he was a pretty good bowler. And he would just rub it in my face that, he beat me. And I remember being very upset or frustrated and, probably crying. And he looked over to me when we were in the car and he said, "What's wrong with you?" I told him I was upset because I want to win. I want to beat you. And he said, "Well, that's probably not going to happen." But what I will tell you to do is, I challenge you to play your very best. And if you play your very best, you'll always be victorious. Do your very best. Well, it didn't resonate with me at the time. And I was like, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear next time you're going to let me win. That's what I want to hear. But my dad passed 6 years ago, and I was with him during his transition. And one of the things that he wanted me to know is that I'm ready to go. I did my best. And I thought about that, and I said, wow, he said that to me when I was a little boy. And all through life, he did his best. And he was ready to go. And him professing that made it okay for me to let him go. Because his body of work on this side was better. I just want to touch on real quickly, my brother had a physical disability. And he attended a school for kids with special needs. Uh, my dad, for maybe 2 or 3 years, he would dress up as Santa Claus. And he would be Santa Claus for their party. And that's why I believe Santa Claus was Santa Claus, because he was my dad. But just that effort for him to do that year after year after year, again, it just speaks to his character. So in closing, because I know if my dad was here, he would not let this opportunity go by without reciting one of his poems. The poem that I chose to recite today is so fitting for the occasion. It's titled An Athlete's Prayer. My understanding is that he wrote this poem in his early years of playing baseball when the season wasn't going so great for the team. And he needed some inspiration and also wanted to inspire his fellow teammates. Author of my talents, only you shall I praise. To thee only my hand shall be raised. For when I am burdened with the weight of my team, to my rescue you come, it always will seem. For outstanding is my play on any given day when you intervene and help lead the way. Grateful to you, I will always be for exploiting my talents for the world to see. For out there on the diamonds, before thousands of fans, we players perform as best we can. Perform we must, both day and night, seeking victory with all our might. Seeking a place with other sport greats in the Hall of Fame where ability rates. Getting a little emotional. Okay. For deep in my heart, I yearn for a place at the top. And with you leading the way, competition could not stop. The glory of fame, which someday I will receive, when I too pass on and a proud record leave. So guide me, dear author, for competition is king, and I too may fall like others I've seen. For many are the performers, but few reach the top, and with you leading the way, I will not stop. Thank you.